What's up, big baller shot callers? Big Ken here. Welcome from the Grid to the Rim Sports Talk Show. Joined by my best friend and co-host Monty Brown. It's good to have you back, man. It's been a couple of weeks, brother.
Hey, what's up? What's up, folks? What's up, Ken? Hey, great to be back, man. I know you guys and the folks up there in the Northwest are happy right now. I wonder why. What's going on up there, man? Talk to me.
What's going on is the Seattle Mariners have made their first American League Championship Series since 2001. Each of those at least rookie year playing in Major League Baseball, but was already a stud and a star in Japan for several years before crossing over. But they're up 2-0 against Toronto.
Nice,
I don't want to jinx
nice.
them. Hopefully me saying that did not, but they won the first they won the first two games in Toronto, so they have a good chance of making it to their first World Series. But Toronto swept Seattle in Seattle earlier this season, so I know Toronto's saying like, "Hey, just keep your heads up. We swept these guys before. We can sweep them again. We can return the favor." So, but as of now, Seattle has a major advantage winning two road games. Like they're in the driver's seat, put it that way. So hopefully if they win game three and go up 3-0, I think they got it. But yeah, hopefully that happens. So we'll see.
Man, love it, love it. Man, I grew up a Mets fan. So when I started playing baseball, 13, 14 years old. They were the team at the time, but I've always had a heart for the Mariners. My all-time favorite baseball player is Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, he's a beast.
So yeah, I'm hoping they do well. If they end up facing the Dodgers, like we talked about earlier, a little worried about that. They're loaded, but well, the
Yeah.
Dodgers got to beat Milwaukee first off, and I think they will. But yeah, I'll be watching. I'll be watching. I hope Seattle can do it, man. I'll be pulling for them.
Oh yeah, I hope they can do it too. I've never been a huge Mariner fan. Obviously, I got the hat on. I'm not a bandwagon, but since I've been here 15 years, I will go to their games, every once in a while. And I don't have a diehard baseball team, so I kind of like the Mariners. I'm just not really diehard into them since I didn't grow up in the Seattle area. But I have no reason not to like them because, like I said, I don't really have a team, and they've been a team around here for me the last 15 years. So yeah, I hope they do it. But the fans are absolutely completely excited. They're going nuts around here. I
Man, I
mean,
bet it's a blast up there, man.
yeah, yeah, they love it, man. I just hope
Nice.
the Mariners don't lay an egg. I hope I didn't jinx them, man. But they have to. They still gotta play games. They can't, take their foot off the gas pedal, man. Hopefully they don't. Um, but yeah, man, they have a real good chance. But all right, folks, we hit up the Mariners really quick for baseball, but here's our main topics for tonight from the grid to the rim. It's always football, but like Monty said, like Monty's nephew Dwayne said, my good friend, like it's from the grid to the rim and anything in between, so we could just bring up anything any old time we want. So
Yeah.
baseball was first, but our topics are always mainly football and man, a lot's happened in football in both college and NFL. Brandon and I were just on
Yeah.
two or three nights ago, but we said the Penn State coach would probably be fired. He's fired.
Yep.
He
Wow.
lost three in a row.
Wow.
Northwestern was like the last draw. After being ranked
Yeah.
in the top five, the wheels fell off. He's gone.
Yeah.
Um, but Brandon and I were mentioning that I said I wasn't sure, but I knew Penn State owed him a lot of money, and that's why I thought he may or may not keep his job. But I think they owe him still 48 million. They owe him a lot of money, but they still got rid of him. So
Yeah.
trust me, this dude is still living happy with the 48 million he's still going to get for being fired, if that's true. So
Man. Man. Wish
they
I
had to pay
could.
out the rest of his contract. So
Must be nice, man. Yeah. You can't lose to Northwestern if you're Penn State.
nope.
You just can't. I mean, yeah, the man they lost that game, I knew. I said, oh, he's gone. I mean, they've been struggling as it is.
Yeah,
How do you go for? And I'm talking about Texas too. I mean, they're not going to fire their coach. They're doing all right, but two teams that were slated to compete for the national title, and they're not even ranked. I mean, Texas might get it now. They beat Oklahoma, but
yeah.
I don't know what happened, what's going on there. But yeah, yeah, they were one of the favorites, and man, they, sheesh, we don't even know if they'll make a bowl game.
The way they're going, they may not. But hopefully, their interim coach could remotivate them. Um, they're a good team. They've
Yeah,
always been good. They just have a hard time getting over the hump against other really good teams, but they've
yeah,
always been good. Um, that's been kind of Franklin's curse since he's been there.
yeah.
Um, so we'll see. But there's other big matchups in college football this weekend. There's huge matchups in the NFL. For more topics, we're going to talk about. Um, uh, both Monday night games were upsets. Bears beating the Commanders, and the real big upset to me, with the bigger upset was Atlanta beating Buffalo. I did not see that one coming.
Yeah,
Um,
they beat them pretty good too.
yeah,
Sheesh.
Brad and I were talking about the Bears Commanders game would be close, and Brandon
Hmm.
was right. We went against each other on 3 picks, and he beat me out. He got 2 out of 3 right. He said the Bears would upset the Commanders, so good on you, Brandon.
Nice, good call.
I said the Chargers would beat the Dolphins. I got that one right because he thought the Dolphins might bounce back, especially since it was in Florida. But the Chargers won because Chargers have a lot of injuries, but they won. So I got
Mhm.
that. That's the only one I got right, and I got the Detroit KC game wrong. I knew in my head KC could probably win this game, but I was like, Detroit's good enough; they might be able to do this. So I was just I picked Detroit, but I knew KC was desperate. I knew KC probably would win this game, but I was like, but Detroit does have the talent. They got the coach who goes for fourth down every single freaking play. They could win this game, because
Yeah,
he's going to go for it. He isn't going to let up. So I thought they might be able to do that Arrowhead, but they didn't play too good. The first half was good, but they played like crap in the fourth quarter. It was 30-17. But anyways, but the big topic about the Sunday night football game wasn't necessarily about the game; it was about what happened after the game.
whew.
Um,
Wow, fisticuffs.
yeah,
Whew.
so we'll hit that up when we get into the NFL. But for those of y'all who don't know, that was with Bracnch, a defensive back for the Detroit Lions, who's known for getting penalized, known for getting fined, known for some bad behavior, I guess you can say. And then Mahomes is kind of like the golden boy, right? He is a trash talker. You can see that on the show that he was on, the first quarterback, NFL quarterback, the Peyton Manning
Yeah,
thing. Like he definitely talks trash, but all the trash talking I've seen in that show the first year wasn't anything that bad. You know, nothing that you wouldn't shake the guy's hand after the game. It was just kind of like in the middle of the game, kind of like this, kind of like what's the word, jabbering back and forth, kind of like
yeah,
banter,
yeah.
right?
And they all do that.
They
Yeah,
all do that. Like to me, it's just banter because
yeah,
he'll even be like, "Hey, good play, dog." But I think he's kind of like talking trash a little bit, like he's just bantering, man. I never seen anything personally wrong with it, but Bracnch took exception, I guess. So we could talk about that, and of course the rest of the picks week 7. But I guess we should get into college real quick. But our main topics are the NFL. But there are 4 big matchups this week in top 25 teams this week. Um, the first one is number 10 LSU at number 17 Vandy. Do you think Vandy had a bye week last week after losing to Alabama? So
mhm,
do you think Vandy will bounce back after losing a game to Alabama? Because no, they're playing at home, which helps, but LSU is no slouch. So
yeah.
what do you got in this game, brother?
There's no shame in losing to Alabama. I mean, that's yeah, it's Alabama. I mean,
Yeah, and
yeah,
they
I
were in
know they
that
beat them a
game,
couple
but
years ago.
unfortunately, Pavia had 2 big red zone turnovers, which cost them the game. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, and I think Vanderbilt can pull this off, and I'm gonna pick them to pull it off. Yeah, yeah. I like how they've been playing. I mean, it's weird seeing them in the top 25. I mean, the past couple of years. I mean, they upset Alabama last year.
they upset Alabama last year, but then they kind of fell
So
off a little bit for that. They still
yeah,
win the bowl game, but they
yeah,
dropped a lot of games after that. I think they finished 6-6 last year, which is still an
yeah.
improvement for them. But yeah,
And they're ranked number 17 now, and yeah, yeah, at home. Man, I'm picking
I,
them to win this one.
I like their chances. I think I'm with you. I definitely want them to win. So I'm
Yeah.
about the underdog. I don't have any dogs in this fight, and since I have no dogs in this fight,
Mhm.
why not pick Vandy?
Yeah.
Because I like they're on the road to success after being a doormat for like 3 decades.
Yes.
I mean, for 25, 30 years, they got their butts kicked every week when they got into
Yep.
SEC play. I mean, they got
Yep.
destroyed. Um,
They were always at the bottom. Always at the bottom.
they only won a couple games a year, and that was all non-conference games for SEC play,
Right.
playing against cupcakes. But I don't blame them because they had to get a couple of wins for the year, before they got into SEC play. I mean,
Right.
they didn't want to go winless, you know, so I don't blame them for that. But you know, but they're for real. Last year you kind of saw it coming on, but then they tailed off. This year, I just wonder. I hope they can hold on. I still think they might lose a game or two, which is fine, but I just don't want them to go 6-6. They started tanking after the big upset over Alabama last year, but they
Yeah.
got in there like really deep. I mean, they were playing good. They just couldn't close out the games. I mean, they got into SEC play, which is no joke, and they lost like 4 out of their next 5 games against like all top 25 opponents. I mean, they were in those games, but they just they didn't have enough firepower last year to finish it off for 4 quarters, right? But they weren't getting their butts kicked. They were in the game, which is a good
Hmm.
sign for them. Because years past they would be down 40 to 5 to 7 or something. They're in the game, but I hope they can hold on this year, kind of beating a dead horse. But I'll go for Vandy too. I just hope they're for real. I think they are for real. And if they beat number 10 LSU, I think that'll give them confidence going on for the rest of the year in SEC play. I don't want
Yeah.
to see them drop 2 in a row because then people might start getting suspicious of them again. So
Yeah.
they need to win
Well,
this game.
I think losing to LSU, if they lose LSU,
You
it
won't be
won't be
suspicious because they're
big
legit.
big
They're
factor.
number 10. They're
That's
legit.
LSU, man. So
Yeah.
somebody else, I don't know who's in the bottom, but no, it's no shame in losing to LSU either. But they're at
Yeah.
home. They got this momentum going. I think they're favored, as a matter of fact, but maybe because they're at home. I don't know. But no, I'm picking them to win. So yeah, man.
Yeah. LSU is good, but even though as good as they are, they got one loss already, I believe, and they start off like gangbusters the first 2 of the games of the year, but their quarterback, who I really
Yeah.
like, well, I haven't seen him play the last 3 or 4 weeks, but early in the season, Nussmeier, he came back, instead of going to the draft, NFL draft, and
Right.
as good as he is, he's definitely gonna be one of the top quarterbacks in the draft this upcoming year. But as good as he is, he's been a little bit iffy from time to time. He's mostly been okay, but he does make a
Yes.
couple boneheaded decisions every single game. And people are kind of surprised, like it's not usually the way he is, so they don't know what's kind of going on. And his stats are good overall, but he does throw some picks and he gets do some weird things sometimes. He needs to get that out of his head. So because that can hurt him for the upcoming draft next year if he keeps on doing this throughout the whole entire season. I think he'll still
Yes.
get drafted, but his stock might drop because I think
Yeah.
the one guy's stock that dropped, but he went to Miami. Your team is the old Georgia quarterback. He's
Yes.
trying to regain his momentum because he was like a phenom at Georgia like his first 2 years. Then he really kind of fell off the last couple of
Yes.
years. So I think
Yes.
he's trying
Yes.
to regain his momentum going into the NFL draft. Um,
Yeah.
Carson Beck, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, he might be leading between him and what's his name? The quarterback the quarterback from Indiana. They might be taking that lead in the Heisman race now. Now that Mateer and Manning's fell off the map pretty much. They
yeah.
were leading it, but I think yeah, Beck might. I mean, not to get off the subject, but they might be the leading
No, I'm
candidates
with
for
you,
the
brother.
Heisman right now.
It's
Yeah.
it's football, brother. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
No, he's having a good year. Like I said, I think he did the right thing going to Miami and not getting in the draft last year because
Yeah.
he would have got drafted really low. I think he would have
Yes.
been, yeah. So I think he's trying because the higher you drafted, the more money you get up front, right? So
Right.
especially if you're
Right.
in the first round. So yeah, if you're a lottery pick, then that's big time guaranteed money
Yeah.
right off the bat without even playing a single down. You are going to get a couple million just for being drafted in the first round, something like that. Um,
Yes.
yeah, so some people don't like that because like, hey, they haven't even played in NFL yet, and they're going to give them $3 million, $5 million. I don't know what it is, but but it is what it
Mhm.
is, man.
Yeah.
So the money's there. But yeah,
Hey, they offered to me. I'm taking it.
I'm taking it. I ain't saying no. That's what people got to remember. Hey, if your son was offered that money, I don't think you're telling him no. So
Mm-mm.
just think about that, folks. Um, number 9 Georgia at number 5 Ole Miss. This is a huge matchup. Huge matchup. Probably the biggest one of the
Mm.
week. One of the biggest ones. Definitely top 10. Two teams both in the top 10. Um,
Wow. Wow.
Ole Miss.
Undefeated Ole Miss. Undefeated. Wow. They are
Yeah,
having a year.
they're having a great year, but they did just barely survive Wazoo last week. My son's
Hmm.
school, they only won 24-21. Like upset alert was seriously on. I thought Wazoo might pull it off, um, but they couldn't hold on. Man, Ole Miss survived a serious scare last week. I know they're really good, but man, Wazoo, I was surprised Wazoo was in this game. I think it was at Wazoo. I mean, not Wazoo. I think it was at Ole Miss. I don't think it was in Wazoo. So,
Not sure. Not sure. Hmm.
I think don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it was Ole Miss because I don't see Ole Miss going to Wazoo. Wazoo
It
only seats
was
like
at Ole Miss. It
yeah,
was at Ole Miss. Yeah.
Wazoo only seats like 30,000.
Yeah.
They have a really small stadium, very small for D1, like one of the smallest D1 fields there is. So I don't see Ole Miss going there. So yeah. Anyways, who do you got in this game? I think you're frozen.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It was at Wazoo. Yeah. 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 I'm not sure if it's my internet or what, but that's a tough task, man. They have that battle against Wazoo, and who got to come and face Georgia next. That's tough. So I'm gonna take Georgia at home.
I think Georgia's playing at Ole Miss, so I got the wrong. I got written down the wrong way.
Well, let me look. Let me look at.
I'm looking real quick too, folks, because I could have
Yeah.
sworn I thought the
I.
bottom team was always the home team.
Yeah. 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 It's at Georgia. Yes,
Okay, I
at
got it
Georgia.
all wrong.
I'm taking. Yeah. I'm taking Georgia at home. Yes.
All right, all right. I mean, I better look up these other dang games, make sure I'm getting those home fields wrong. Um, yeah, I'll pick Georgia home too. I don't. Yeah, I think. I don't think Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is good, but Lane Kiffin can't quite get over the hump. I don't think he is. They are better this year, but I don't think. Yeah, I think Georgia's got them, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
And
upset.
if Ole Miss loses this game, yeah, they lose this game, it won't drop that much. They're ranked number 5. They might drop to like 10. So I mean, you're playing Georgia. That's tough to ask anyway. So
Georgia isn't as
yeah,
good as they've been in years past, but they're still decent, and
mhm.
like there's still no slouches, but they're definitely more beatable than what they were 3 or 4 years ago. But let me look up the next game because I wrote these down all freaking. Oh, Georgia was the bottom team. I just screwed it up. Okay, I just wrote it down wrong. The next one is number 11 Tennessee at number 6 Alabama.
Mm, wow. Ooh, full slate of good games this week. And man, man, I I don't trust either of these teams. I mean, Alabama's not what they used to be. Just one loss. Oof, boy, I don't know.
Who do you got?
I'm gonna take Alabama reluctantly.
Um,
Man,
so
yeah.
um, yeah, I think I got Tennessee has been surviving some close games against some
Mhm.
opponents that aren't that great. They barely won
Yeah,
last week against Arkansas, I think 34-31. So that part is probably a little bit scary. But I don't know. Tennessee's had Alabama's number the last couple of years though.
true, true. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
So so I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I think they could do it. I mean, but Alabama is playing better. I think
Hmm.
Bohr has won 3 or 4 quality games in a row. Like he's somewhat off the hot seat
Right.
compared to what he was at the beginning of this year and how they finished, last year. He's off the hot seat a little bit, but Tennessee's barely been surviving, which isn't good the last couple weeks. But like I said, they've had Alabama's number. I could see them pulling it off. So I got Tennessee. Um, I want Tennessee to win, put it that way. But we'll see what happens.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My heart's definitely between these two. I'm going for Tennessee. Can't stand Alabama, but pick with my head on this one. But should be a good matchup, as always, man.
Yeah, my house is having internet issues, people. So if you see us breaking up, it's my internet, it's
Okay.
not yours, Monty. We've had some high winds here the last couple of days, and internet's been kind of wonky since yesterday. So hopefully we can continue on with the show and nothing crazy happening. Um, the last top 25 matchup
Okay.
was number 20 USC at number 13 Notre Dame. My dog is begging and crying like crazy. They see me reaching over because he's whimpering. Yeah, number 20 USC at number 13 Notre Dame. That's a
It
big
must have
matchup.
attention there. Man, this is always a classic matchup. Love watching this, man. I've always had a, I've always liked USC. I mean, they've fallen off the past couple of years. Notre Dame's had a slow start. They've finally gotten it together. So I'll pick with my head on this one as well. My heart's with USC, but I'm picking Notre Dame to win at home.
Yeah, I'm with you on Notre Dame at home. Sorry, I'm getting distracted a little bit, folks. My dog is still crying and whimpering like crazy, but he always demands attention. My little Jack Russell. Um, I'm going with Notre Dame. Notre Dame can't lose any more games. That's probably why I'm going with them.
No,
Um,
no.
but USC is much improved. They got the good start last year, beating LSU in the first game of the year. Then they didn't. I think they finished 6-6 last year. Like you said, they fall on hard times the past 4 or 5 years, but um,
Yes.
they seem to be better. They seem to be back. They're not quite national championship caliber like they were with Pete Carroll back in the early 2000s. For the first decade of the 2000s, they were kind of on fire with Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart, and they had a ton of players going through there. But but they're better. They're better because they whooped up on Michigan pretty good. But I expected Michigan to lose to USC because I knew it was going to be at USC. I know Michigan always sucks traveling out west. I was like this, so I wasn't surprised. But the person who really impresses me for USC though is their freaking quarterback. Um, they got another Hawaiian quarterback from the Hawaiian Islands. He's legit, man. I'm telling you, man. Hawaiian quarterbacks are growing on trees like the past
Oh
decade,
yeah.
and he's another one. This guy's probably gonna be in the NFL in a couple of years, folks, if he stays healthy and
Nice.
he does everything he's supposed to. But he looks really good. Um, can't think of his name; it's on the tip of my tongue, but man, he looks good. Um, and their running back is really good. And they always have good wide receivers. We know this.
Oh yes.
USC is kind of like LSU and Ohio State. They always have good wide receivers that go to the
Yes.
NFL. Um, I think USC's defense is actually because USC had a horrible defense with Caleb Williams 4 or 5 years
Mhm.
ago, or a couple years ago, right? I think their defense is a little bit better. So
Yeah. Yeah. They scored a lot of points for him to win games when he was there. But yeah, they're much improved now.
their defense is better, which helps them with their kind of offense that they got and their defense being better. That's why they're winning some games and they're ranked again. I mean, yeah, their defenses aren't pushovers anymore. Like I said,
No.
like the Dallas Cowboys defense, like poor Caleb Williams has to score 38 points a game for those guys to like win. They still lost games and he's putting up like 35, 38 points, but USC's defense is giving up 45 points. Like what?
Right.
Like man,
Right.
come on, man. So Caleb Williams was getting frustrated his last year at USC. You saw
Mhm.
all over his face. He was pissed off, man. And
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Um, but yeah, I got Notre Dame, man. I got a good old Notre
Okay.
Dame.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. I'll be going for USC, but I'm picking Notre Dame.
Yep, NFL, man. Now we're in the NFL finally.
Whew.
We mentioned it. We talked about it for a good minute. I guess we could readdress it again just really quickly. We kind of talked about it in the opening, but yeah, the Sunday night football game with Bracnch and Mahomes. Um, Bracnch has a bad track record, like I said, but his receiver
Yeah.
St. Brown is sticking up for him, saying Mahomes is a trash talker. He's taunting Bracnch all game, so Bracnch isn't going to shake. the guy's hand right after he gets done taunting him. I was like, I don't buy that. Kind of like I said a few minutes ago, yes, Mahomes does run his mouth a little bit, but I don't think it's anything to where you're not going to shake a guy's hand. It's just kind of like banter back and forth, and plus the problem that St. Brown isn't saying. The problem is Bracnch has a very bad reputation. If this is his first time doing that, then
Yes.
it might be believable. But this guy's been fined left and right the past 2 or 3 years. He has a ton of fines because of his behavior. So it's hard to stick up for a guy like that.
Yeah, he threw a punch at the man. So whether he had a track record like that or not, they're going to suspend him for a game anyway. But having that reputation as it is, penalties as far as unnecessary roughness, penalties, flags, suspensions, having that track record, yeah, that was easy to suspend in one game. And he was lucky it was just that. I don't know what Mahomes was saying to him. Talking about his family, I don't know. I have no idea. But for him to do that, I mean, I'm not talking about the handshake. I mean, he's throwing, not shaking his hand. I'm talking about throwing the punch at the man. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, you,
okay. That
yeah,
that part was unnecessary, uncalled for. Just go to the locker room. You
yeah.
lost. Take the L. The better team won that night. Take the L and go. That was uncalled for. It made and the coach talked about it. That's not who we are. That's not what I teach here. That's not the Detroit Lions. And Coach Campbell made that clear immediately, and I'm glad he did that. But
I'm
yeah,
glad I
yeah,
did
that's
that
uncalled.
too.
Yeah, yeah, we don't want that. I don't care about not shaking Mahomes' hands. Big deal. It's throwing the punch. Just go to the locker room.
Yeah, and the only reason why Schuster came over there, and Schuster was just kind of like, "What do you like? What's up, man?"
Right,
Schuster didn't.
right.
I didn't see Juju Smith Schuster come at him aggressively.
No, it seemed like he was like, "Come on, man."
It was just like, "Come
Like he
on, man,
was.
why are you shaking the dude's hand?" Man, like, come
Yeah,
on, man, like the game's
that's what
over
it
with.
seemed like.
Yeah, that's
Right,
what it seemed like. He
right,
didn't like go run up on him, like in his face, like, "What the hell is your problem?" kind of deal. Because then he might get defensive, but he
right,
didn't come off that way to me at all. I just think Branch was being a punk. Yeah, like,
right.
yeah, yeah. So I really like Amon St. Brown for Detroit, but if it's true, you can't believe how all these memes you're reading. But if he is really trying to stick up for his teammate, um, I had to disagree with you on that one, Amon St. Brown. Still really like you overall. You're completely
Yeah,
entitled to your thoughts and your feelings. I know he's your teammate. You might know him in a different light than what we do because you're with him all the time. But the man has a bad track record, and he's done that to himself. Because
right, right.
yeah, he's one who's gotten all the fines. He's gotten all suspensions for what he's doing on the field. So he has to change his image if he wants to start getting people to change their mind about him.
Right.
So um, that's how I see it. You have to work on your image, brother, because your image isn't good right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
people
he's
are gonna
lucky it was
believe
just
you.
one game.
Yeah, he's lucky it's this one game. Um, we already mentioned it again, but the Monday night football games. Well, so we know Detroit lost, right? Kansas City won. We already said that, right? Uh, so yeah, I like what you said before we get into Monday night, but yeah, I think Detroit's overall the better team, but the better team won that night. And
Yeah,
that's a good analogy because KC played better in the second half.
yeah.
Um, and Detroit's defense is really banged up right now. Then one of their guys got hurt in the game, and they're already banged up as it is, so they were struggling
Right.
defensively. And Mahomes is starting to look like the old Mahomes. Kelsey's looking better.
Yes.
Kelsey looks like the old
Yes.
Kelsey. Like Kansas City's starting to play better. So
Yeah.
yeah, they look like the
Yeah.
old KC. So
Well, now that we'll get to Buffalo in a minute, but Buffalo's shown that they're human.
yep,
And well, my pick for the AFC going to the Super Bowl, the Ravens is pretty much wet the bed the whole beginning of the season. So, is there a clear cut favorite in the AFC? I don't know. Right now, the best team playing right now might be Kansas City. I mean, it's wide open.
it is wide open. Yeah, Buffalo made that the case because they lost two in a row. You're right. Because
Yeah.
the way Buffalo came out the first 3 or 4 weeks of the year, they looked like gangbusters. But yeah, they've been, like I said, they're human. They've lost 2 in a row, and I
Mhm.
did not expect them to lose to Atlanta. Did not
No.
see that coming. I thought for sure Buffalo was winning this game. I was like, they're going to come back from their loss the previous week against New England Patriots and Drake May, which was a really good game. It came down to the end, but Drake May pulled it off. It was a nail biter game, but Drake May's making a name for himself with New England right now.
Yeah, he is.
I thought
Very
Buffalo would
good.
bounce back, but they did not. They played worse. They played better in the New England game.
Yeah.
Um, and B. John Robson ran up and down the field 170 yards.
Yeah. What impressed me about that game, I saw part of it. Atlanta's defense was just all over 'em. I mean, they were getting they were getting them. I'm not sure how many sacks they had. Two or three, if I'm not mistaken. But
Even more
man,
pressures, probably. Yeah, a lot
yeah,
of
and
pressures. Yeah.
yeah, they were physical. They were hitting, and it didn't seem like Buffalo knew what hit them. From what I saw, and yeah, that night, I mean, Atlanta couldn't have played any better. I mean, they were clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, that's why I always can't figure out the Dirty Birds. Like they're always from week to week. You just
Hmm.
don't know what to expect of them, but they looked really good. They could have won by more, but they had a touchdown taken away from them at halftime because
Yes.
Drake London stepped out of bounds trying to get into
Yeah.
the end zone with no time left. He just barely went out of bounds. They could have been up 28-7 at halftime
Yeah.
instead of this 21-7. So that was Buffalo's chance. And
Yeah.
Buffalo did score the opening touchdown third quarter to make it 21-14. But I did not think of that. No one else scored. I think the final score was 21-14.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they had their chances. But like to your point, I didn't see the game, but obviously Atlanta's defense was on point because
Yes.
they only
Yeah.
gave up 14 points, and Buffalo is known for having a real high scoring offense. So
Yeah.
with their quarterback and their receivers and their running backs. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised. Usually Josh Allen lights people up,
Yes.
but not last night. So yeah, wow, 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 wow. Yeah, that was the bigger upset. That was
Hmm.
definitely the bigger upset out of the two last night, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. Happy for B. John Robson though, because we know he comes from University of Texas. So
Oh yes.
I liked seeing him get his yards. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Hook
I
'em
was happy
horns.
about that. I was happy about that. Yeah,
Mhm.
so I was like, there you go, man. So that's what I'm talking about, man. Real quickly before we get into picks, the Titans coach did get fired. Did you see that?
Yeah. 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 I saw that. They're rebuilding. They're rebuilding. Whether it's fair or not, I don't know. Maybe the team just needs a new voice right now to build this young team that they have with this young quarterback.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what's going on over there with Tennessee. I don't follow the Titans too much, but the first to go this season, and yeah, maybe they just needed a new voice in the locker room and just to have some momentum going into the rest of the season to get 3 or 4 wins, maybe five, and because the pace they were going, it wasn't looking like it. So yeah, who knows what was going on over there?
Yeah, I don't track Tennessee too much. Tennessee Titans. I mean, I know they obviously have they have the Cam Ward first pick in the draft.
Hmm.
He's played well. It seemed like they're kind of like the Carolina Panthers, where they're starting to play better. Like they're losing games, but they're not getting blown out anymore. Because like a couple
Hmm.
years ago, Carolina was just getting blown out, and now Carolina's 3-3, beating our Cowboys. We could touch on that
Yeah,
later, but that's a sore subject for us.
yeah,
But Tennessee isn't quite where Carolina's at, but they're not getting from what I noticed, they're not getting whooped. Like Cam Ward's playing okay. That's why, in some ways, I'm surprised. I don't know what to think about the firing because the coach was only in his second year. It wasn't like he was in like his third, fourth, fifth year, and they've had losing
hmm,
seasons all 4 or 5 years. Like he was in his second year, so I don't know. But
yeah,
they know what they're doing. Maybe it was the right call, maybe it wasn't. But I mean, their managers know, right? I guess the general
yeah,
manager, all the other guys, the owner, they know. They talked obviously, and they thought that was the right move. But to me, I think it's 50-50, but it's their
yeah,
obviously it's their call because like he was still kind of early on, and it looks like Cam Ward is playing better. It looks like they might better win some games down the stretch if Cam Ward keeps on developing, you know. So, like I said, it can go either way. So, folks, what do you think about that? Should that guy get
Yeah.
fired or not? Can't think of his name right now, but I know the Tennessee Titans
Callahan.
fired
Yeah, Callahan.
Callahan. That's
Forgot
right.
his first name, but it's Callahan. Yeah.
All right, let's get into some picks, brother. Week 7 picks, NFL. First one, Steelers at Bengals. Joe Flacco's
Mm.
with the Bengals, like Brandon mentioned last
Oh,
week. I couldn't
man.
believe that. Flacco with the
Wow.
freaking Bengals, man.
Wow. That
Old,
isn't
old
that.
man Flacco.
She's still in the league, man. Well, I'm not. Well, we all knew that he wasn't going to make it through the season at Cleveland. No surprise there. I'm just surprised at where he went. That yeah, I'm surprised he's a Bengals. Wow, that's man. I don't know.
I don't know about
If
that either.
if you
I
trade
don't
to the
know. I know he's a veteran, but yeah, I don't know about that one.
you know what? Since he's won a Super Bowl with
Yes.
Baltimore, I don't remember him ever playing with this kind of talent on offense. Two receivers like this, Higgins and Chase. I
Hmm.
don't know if he's ever had this before.
That's true. That's a
So
good point.
this might be a blessing in disguise for Cincinnati. Who
It
knows?
could be. It could be. They lost last week, but they started coming back, and he did connect with Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Chase had like 10 or 11 catches, and I think T. Higgins had like 5 or 6. So he was definitely getting the ball out there to them. That's for sure. It could
Yeah,
be a blessing in disguise. You never
yeah.
know.
That being said, am I going to pick the Bengals? No. No. And like we talked about before, almost every week, usually when I pick the Steelers outside of a few times, it's the opposite. But I'm picking the Steelers to win this game.
Yeah, Steelers were kind of a tough choice to pick. They're somewhat similar to where they're a little bit better than Atlanta, the Dirty Birds, but they definitely have their down weeks. But
Yeah,
they're not as bad as Atlanta because they usually still make the playoffs. So this poor Mike Tomlin hasn't won a playoff game in a while. He had a lot of playoff success early in his career, but he's been kind of. I really like Tomlin, but he's dropped a lot of games in the playoffs the past
yeah,
4 or 5 years. Hopefully he can fix that. But I
yeah.
love the way, even though I don't like him, I love Tomlin. Even though I don't like Aaron Rodgers, he's playing good. Like he looks like
Right,
he's still got some juice. It
right.
looks good. I thought he had no juice left, but I might be wrong. He looks pretty good. And he's got a coach like Tomlin. You got a guy like Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers could make some noise.
Yeah,
They could, but they were 10-3 last year with Russell Wilson. They looked like they're one of the best teams in the AFC. Then they lost 4 in a row going into the playoffs
mhm,
at 10-7. Of course, they lose in the wild card round to make it 5 in a row. They just got to finish the season strong. That's what I want to see from the Steelers is can you
yeah.
finish out on the right foot and not start dropping games. But I'm going with the Steelers too. Poor Bengals start off 2-0. They used to
Hmm.
be 0-2 trying to catch up ground. They start off 2-0. Now they're like 2-4. Now they've lost like 3 or 4 in
Four
a
in a
row,
row.
something like that.
Man,
So
that's tough.
yeah, it's usually the opposite way around for them. But yeah, they're having it. But Flacco could be a good surprise. We'll see. But I still got the Steelers. Um, the London game, the Rams at the Jags. We know all the London fans love the Jaguars. They got their team coming there. So who do you got in that one?
Man, neutral site, but oh, boy. Yeah, pretty much like a home game for Jacksonville. They play there practically every year. So, but no, I'm going to go with the Rams. I think they're better.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
Hmm. It is.
Um, the Jags lost to the Seahawks, but they had their chances to win. It was 20-12. That was a good game, like I knew it'd be. It seems like every time the Seahawks and Jags play, it's always like that. It comes down to it's never a blowout. Um, I'll go against you. I think the Jags will win in front of their fans.
All right, good call.
I think Jags will bounce back in London. Rams are good, but Nakua's hurt. I think. I don't know if he's back or not. I don't know if he's
Oh,
playing
that's
this
right.
week.
Yeah, yeah, I think he's, yeah, I think he's doubtful, but I'll take a look. Yeah, yeah.
He might be playing, but we're not 100% for sure.
Hmm.
And even when he was playing, they were good, but they just don't seem like to be click. I mean, I like the Rams overall, but they don't be seen to be clicking on all cylinders right now. I still think they're gonna make the playoffs. I think they're good with Matthew Stafford, but they aren't at their best right now, though. But we'll see how they are going down the stretch. So that's another reason why I got the Jags. So Eagles at Vikings.
Boy, it's a good chance the Eagles can could lose three in a row now.
I would
A
love to see
very
that.
good chance. Yeah. So you know what? Eagles gonna lose three in a row. Vikings. Vikings coming off a bye.
I like where your head's at. I got the Vikings too. I know the Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champs, but they look really suspicious in all phases of their game right now.
Yeah.
Their defense lost all their players from the Super Bowl team last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as good defensively, except Cooper DeJean. He's really good. He's coming into his own as their safety, and they got a couple other good guys. Blankenship is okay, I think, but
Yes.
they're missing a lot of players in defense to what they had last year. I don't know what's going on with them offensively, but
Yeah.
they seem like they're lost offensively, like
Yeah.
Brian and I were talking about last week, last
Yeah.
show.
They're a shell of themselves, man. Even with Barkley. Yeah.
Yeah, they something's going on with them. Can they fix it? Absolutely. They are the defending Super Bowl champs. They've been good the past decade. Unfortunately, they got a couple Super Bowl wins in the last several years, but and multiple playoff appearances. Obviously, losing one Super Bowl, so they've been good lately, really good lately. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I still like the Vikings. I think Eagles are headed in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I like the Vikings. Um, Pats at the Titans with their interim head coach.
Whew. Boy. Yeah. Yeah. Drake May is just playing out of his mind right now. I love how he's playing. Um, could be a motivator with the Titans losing their coach, but I just don't see it happening this week. New England's just playing too good right now. I'm going to go with New England.
Yeah, I'm going with New England too. I mean, Titans might get remotivated with their interim head coach. You never know. It's a home game for them. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
our old running back isn't running too bad for him. He does decent there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Pollard.
Oh, mm-hmm.
He's doing okay there. His numbers aren't bad. I've been looking at his numbers. He's not bad, but yeah, Drake Mays is on fire right now. I think
Yeah.
they win. Yeah, Drake Mays is he's tearing it up. I don't think it's going to stop. At least not this week. Maybe in a couple of weeks from now, but not this week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Panthers, who were playing better, beating our Cowboys last week on a game-winning field goal as time expired, 30-27, is playing against the winless 0-6 Jets.
I don't understand how the Jets are 0-6.
I don't
And
either. I thought they have at least 2 or 3 wins by now.
yeah,
I thought they'd be better this year.
man, you got Brees Hall, you got Wilson. Fields isn't that bad.
He's
I don't
not.
know what's going
I
on
know they're
over there.
calling for his head, but I don't think Fields is that bad. I don't think it's him.
Yeah, yeah, I just don't understand it. Uh, man, I think they're better than some of the one-loss teams. I
Mm-hmm.
do, but the way the Panthers are playing now, I can't pick the Jets to win this game. I'm gonna have to go with Carolina.
Ah, Panthers are playing better.
Yeah,
It's any given Sunday in NFL. The Jets have got to win a game at some point.
yeah.
Do they win? Do they win on Sunday? Oh my God. Uh, I'll stick with the Panthers. Some's telling me to pick Jets, but then
Mm-hmm.
again, the Jets
Yeah,
are the Jets. I just know they're bound to win at some point. But the Panthers did beat the Cowboys, and they're pretty motivated. So I'll stick with the Panthers. But that's a very dice. That's a 50-50 one for me. So
yeah.
I'll stick with the Panthers. I don't think the Jets go winless this year. They're going to get two.
No, no,
They're going to
they'll
get
win the game.
they're going to
Yeah.
get a couple wins before it's all said and done with. Um, Dolphins at Browns, two other bad teams.
Oh boy, I don't trust either of these two.
Nope,
Browns still have a good defense, so that's what's
they
going to win
do.
this game for them. I'm going to pick the Browns at home with that good defense they have.
Yeah, I'm with you all the way on that. I think Browns win. Dolphins go to 1-6. They got crap going on. Tua's calling players out in the media. A lot of
Mhm.
NFL players are like, a lot of ex-NFL players are kind of bashing Tua for that. Like, don't talk in the media. Like, handle it in-house.
You know, I don't have a problem with that. He didn't mention names.
I agree. That part's true.
Um, what if Mahomes said that? Will we hear anything?
Nope.
No,
And like Aaron Rod, yeah, other people have said things like that. Brady says stuff like that. You're
yeah,
right. That's a good point.
no, no. I have no problem with that. He mentioned names. I mean, that's he's a quarterback. I mean, that
Yeah.
take the lead, call people out, hold them accountable. That's what he was doing. I have
Yeah.
no problem with that.
Now that you said that, I can almost go with that.
Yeah,
Some of the ex-NFL players don't like before you start talking publicly, make sure you address it in the locker room first. But maybe he has. How do we know
yeah,
he hasn't? You
yeah,
know, I see their point. Yeah, you want to handle things quietly and not make it, mainstream media where now they're in your freaking business kind of deal. So I get that, but like you said, he didn't mention names. He just says, yeah, we have to show up on time and we have to play better.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what he said. People were showing up late and people weren't taking things seriously. So
Right.
yeah, he called them out. Yeah, I'm okay, but I still think the Browns will win.
Yeah. Same here. Same here.
The Saints at the resurging Bears. The
Yeah.
Bears.
Bears, man, baby. They're on fire right now, man. Three in a row. Three in a row.
Yep.
They're gonna make it four. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they don't overlook the Saints, because we know the Saints are
Hmm.
rebuilding. As long as they don't overlook them, they should be okay. Um, Happy for Caleb Williams because he got a lot of
Yeah.
heat last year, being the number one pick, and I thought they were jumping on him way too fast after only having one season in the NFL, and they're already calling him a bust. I'm like, there's no way you can call a guy a
No.
bust after one freaking year, especially
Right.
on a bad team. Um, the Bears haven't been good in the past decade, so
Hmm.
I don't know what they were expecting last year. But I mean, they did have a good team on paper with Dunze and Moore and all that. But Dunze and Caleb Williams are starting to connect. I mean, Dunze
Yeah.
didn't do a whole lot last night. He did have a touchdown taken away from him, but overall, Dunze has been lighting it up. This last night, he was a little bit quiet,
Hmm.
but overall, he's a beast. So yeah, I got the Bears. And their defense isn't bad either. Their run defense isn't very good, but they have good. I think their pass defense is their strength right
Yeah,
now.
they have very good secondary.
Yeah,
Hmm.
run defense is bad, but their pass defense is good. But they played better on the run compared to recent weeks. They seem like they improved a little bit. They didn't get gassed as bad as they've been the past 4 or 5 weeks.
Hmm.
Um, this is a big matchup. I mean, the Raiders aren't any good this year, but this is a classic rivalry. Raiders at Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs are starting to look like the Chiefs again, like you mentioned earlier. Uh, this could be a tough division matchup for them. But no, I'm not going to fall for this one. I'm going to go with the Chiefs at home.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs win. Raiders did win last week. They kind of got the monkey off their back.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Aston Genty. He's playing good.
Yes. Finally. Yes.
Um, don't know what's going on with the old Seattle Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith. He had a good 3 or 4 years here, but he's playing like crap
Hmm.
overall. I think he played better last week, but I like him personally because I like him being the comeback player of the year. I like how he
Yes.
said they wrote what was his famous quote like they wrote me off, but I didn't write them back kind of thing.
Right.
That
Right.
was funny. I like that
I
quote.
like that.
I
Hmm.
like that too. So when he said that, I was kind of pulling for him. I still am pulling for him, but he's having kind of a bad year. But it doesn't mean he can't bounce back. If anyone can bounce back, I would say it'd be him. But maybe just not this year. But next year he might play better
Oh
in
yeah.
the second year with the Raiders. But yeah, I think the Chiefs are looking like the old Chiefs. Yeah, they win this game. It may not be close. If it is close, it's just because it's a rivalry game and
Yeah.
the Raiders are playing out of their mind. So, but I think Chiefs might win this one big. Um, Colts at Chargers. Oh, wow, Daniel Jones
Man,
is still lighting it up.
Indiana Jones found life, huh?
Yeah,
Sheesh. Man, man. Yeah, the Colts aren't playing ball, man. They do have a squad. I gotta admit that. I mean, Jones is playing well. Jonathan Taylor's always been good, but
Yeah.
the Chargers aren't that bad either. Good running back. Of course, the quarterback's good. So I'm gonna take the Chargers at home.
Yeah, I got Chargers at home. They are coming off injuries, like Brandon said. They are pretty injury plagued right now, but I think some guys are starting to come back. They kind of got the monkey off their back. They had won 3 games in a row, 3 games to start the season, being 3-0. Then they dropped 2 in a row, but then they got back on the winning side of things
Yeah.
in the last week to make it 4-2. Also, they have a fiery coach in Harbaugh. I like McConkey, the receiver.
Yes.
They got
Oh
a good
yeah.
quarterback. They have other good receivers besides McConkey. Quentin Johnson is finally catching damn balls.
Yes.
He's got a lot of talent. If he catches balls, they're really good.
Hmm.
Yeah, they have a good offense, man. Yeah, I go with the Chargers at home. Colts are still having a really good year. I think Down Jones will continue to have a good year, but they're just not going to win this.
Yes.
But I think they will. I predict them to make the playoffs. They could very well make the playoffs. We'll see. There's a long way to go. They could fall off the map and start the wheels might fall off. I don't think so. They seem to be pretty dang good this year, but we'll see. Um, the Giants at the Broncos. I didn't know.
Whew.
You heard what Rand said, right? They call them the exciting whites. What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I like that. That's funny.
That is funny. When he told me that last week, I was the same way. He was like, "What do they call them?" He's like, "They're called the exciting whites." I'm like, "What?"
Well, he can say that. I can't.
Yeah, I know. That was
I
fun.
like that. Oh, I like it a lot, man. I know the Giants are in the Cowboy division, but as a football fan, I'm a big fan of those two. Just
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
man. Looks like
Especially
the Giants found
Scatterboo.
an identity now. I knew Dart would end up starting.
Yep,
I called that beginning of the
you
year.
did, and I said that last week that you called it.
Yeah,
Yep.
and Scalaboo from Arizona State, who I remember giving our Longhorns a hard time in the playoffs last year.
Oh yeah,
So yeah, I like it. I like it. But man, that Broncos defense is tough.
yeah, they're for
Very tough.
real. It's at
Yeah.
Mile High too.
Boy, that's going to be a matchup. I think it's going to be a nice, low scoring 13-10 game. And man, because the Broncos are at home, I'm going to pick the Broncos.
I think I'll go with you on that. I really like what the Giants are doing, and I think Giants fans are calling them the exciting whites, not Brandon himself. I think that's the term in New York.
Oh, really? That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, Brandon didn't say that. I think that's what they're calling them. Like
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
what the
I
New
didn't know.
York Giants fans are calling them. So it's not just Brandon saying this on his own. Like it's like the Giants Mafia. We're gonna call them the G-men. Like they're
All right.
saying that's funny
Hey,
though.
cool. Nice.
But yeah, obviously we talked about the Broncos a lot with their quarterback. He's doing some good things there. Bo Nix is really good too. But I do like Jackson Dart. I do like Cam
Yeah.
Scatterboo. They're exciting. I think the Giants are going to be good, a lot better with them over the years to come, obviously, and they're going to improve this year too. They're not going to be quite the doormat. But I don't think this is their year where this is going to be like complete gangbusters and like just win like 10 games all of a sudden. I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't think they're going to be like a 3-14 team anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'll win 6 or 7 games this year. You know, they'll improve. But I think the
Yeah.
Broncos, it's going to be a close defensive game. I agree.
Yeah.
Giants have a really good defense, also. Yeah,
Yes, they do.
yeah,
They gave Philadelphia fits. Man.
yeah. Yep. All right. Packers at the Cardinals.
Hmm.
Old boy's hurt. Their backup isn't. Who is their backup? The Cardinals' backup is decent though. I know who it is. On tip my tongue, but
Yeah.
but
I'm not sure either.
but
Could be
yeah,
this.
Kyler Murray's hurt right now again, like always. So I don't know about how long though, but who do you got, man?
Let me see. That's Jacoby Brissett.
There we go. He's old.
Um,
He's a veteran. He's
yeah, he's been around a while. He's won some games. I'm gonna have to go with Green Bay, man. I just don't trust the Cardinals pretty much ever.
Neither
So
do I.
yeah,
They're like the Atlanta Falcons to me. Yeah, I got
yeah,
the Packers also. I like Jordan Love. They got good receivers, got a good tight end, good running back. The one that came from the Raiders, he's a beast.
hmm
Um, Josh Jacobs, yeah, they got a good freaking squad.
yeah,
They start off on fire, then they kind of tailed off a little bit, but they still got a really good team. They are
yes.
they are one of the better teams in the NFC this year. So yeah, I got the Packers. Um, division rivalry against our team. Can the Cowboys bounce back? Commanders at the Cowboys.
Oh, boy. That's tough, man. Because Dallas's defense, they're going to have to score, and uh, the Washington coach, who's the next Cowboy coach, he knows his defense.
Yep.
He builds it kind of, so he knows. Oh man, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, he knows all about the Cowboys.
Dallas is going to have to score 40 points in the way that defense plays. That I don't know if that'll be enough. Sheesh. Um, yeah, come on, Dallas. Gotta have this one. Picking Dallas.
I will pick Dallas too, just because out of pure desperation.
Yeah,
Um, Commanders probably will make the playoffs again this year, but they could drop two in a row to get. They could. But I still think they're a good team. They're better than the Cowboys overall. I know that for a
yeah,
fact. I believe that
yeah,
wholeheartedly. I think everyone would say that.
yeah.
But Commanders could very well drop two in a row, or they could just beat the brakes off the Cowboys. It can go either way. But Cowboys we do have the good offense. We know that. I
Yeah.
don't know when CeeDee Lamb's coming back, but Pickens is on fire right now.
Yeah. I'm just hoping by the end of the season. I'm not saying that the defense has to be top five, middle of the pack. I think Overshow's supposed to be back sometime
Yeah,
before
we need him.
Thanksgiving. I mean, it's going to take him a while to get his
Yeah, his
in the
legs
game
underneath
shape,
him.
but man, I
Yeah,
mean, he was a beast before he got hurt.
yeah.
That's going to be a big help. But just middle of the pack is all I ask. Some improvement. I mean, I don't know if it's scheme. I don't know if they don't have the personnel, which how that is, I don't know. I mean, I don't see how Bland and Diggs could fall off the way they have the past couple
They
of
fall
years.
on big time. That's what everyone's talking about. Bland and Diggs
Yeah,
are usually lights out, and they're playing bad. Both of them
yeah.
together. Yeah, they're
So,
playing horrible.
I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, middle of the pack, just some improvement. Right now, man, they're just terrible.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know.
most surprising is Diggs and Bland. Those guys have been, studs at that position for a couple of years, and they just look like I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on with them, man. So, yeah, 'cause they both set records for like multiple interception games in a row
hmm
and all that crap.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can't believe what's going on with both of them. In back-to-back years, Diggs had the one year, then Bland has it. The next year,
Yeah.
they're both picking off balls like crazy. Now they can't do anything right.
hmm
They're getting beat. Um, yeah, I don't know, but I'll pick the Cowboys this out of desperation. It is at home, so hopefully that helps out.
Yeah. And they usually play the Washington Law at home. So,
Yeah, they have a good
um,
track record against Washington.
yeah, I mean,
That
Dak's
helps
playing
out.
like an MVP. I mean, outside of Baker Mayfield out of Tampa, I mean, Dak might be close second MVP right now. So,
I agree.
but
Problem is they're not winning games though. But yeah, his
yeah,
stats don't lie. His stats are really on point this year. That's why it's so sad with how bad the defense is. That
yeah,
I mean, the way Dak's playing, like we would have a really good playoff team for our defense was just like middle of the pack, like you said.
right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They're
Yeah,
just average with our offense being lights out.
yeah,
It's unfortunate, but yeah, Cowboys are probably going to win another nail biter, going to overtime, winning 40-37 or some crap like that.
yeah.
And 40 wasn't enough. The one time they tied 40-40 against the
Mhm.
Packers. I was like,
Yeah. So, yeah,
you score 40 points and you still end up in a tie. Like, dang.
yeah. Most cases you win that game. But,
Yeah,
uh,
that was crazy.
yeah.
I couldn't believe it, man. Uh, Sunday Night Football, Falcons at 49ers. 49ers still got a lot
Hmm.
of injuries, but all their backups are playing well. But they did lose
Yeah.
last week to Tampa Bay, but they had their chances even in that game too at Tampa Bay. Mac Jones is playing well. All their backup receivers are playing well. Christian McCaffrey is still playing. He's the one stud they still got playing, but they got injuries on both sides of the
Hmm.
ball. Um, their starting linebacker just had a season-ending injury last
Hmm.
week.
That's gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt because he was kind of like the glue of their defense. So I don't know, but I don't trust the Birds though. But they should have their chances with the 49ers being as hurt as they are.
The way Atlanta runs that ball, I think they may expose that defense with that. Yeah. So I don't trust Atlanta either, but I'm gonna pick them in an upset.
I will too. They're playing at the 49ers, which doesn't help, but God, the Dirty Birds, they piss me off. But
Hmm.
if Bijan Robinson, he's the key. If Bijan Robinson
Yeah.
goes off, I think Falcons will win this game, like how he went off against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Um, Penix is playing well too. Of course I like Michael Penix since he was a UW quarterback. He's doing decent. Problem is the Falcons are the Falcons, but I'll go with them, man, because 49ers is too hurt. Them losing Fred Jones, whatever his name is, yeah, that's gonna hurt them at linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were kind of surviving without him. With him being gone, that really hurts. Yeah, I got Falcons. Um, two Monday Night Football games again in back-to-back weeks. The first one is the Bucks at the Lions. A good
Mm.
game right there.
Man, Baker Mayfield playing lights out, and his whole squad's not even there. Evans has been out practically the whole season. I'm not even sure when he's coming back. And I mean, Baker Mayfield's playing his best ball that I've seen him play so far. I mean, he's the leading candidate for MVP. So at Detroit, whose offense isn't too shabby as well. Man, that's gonna be a high scoring game. It's gonna be a very good game, actually. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
I think the Lions bounce back too. We've only went against each other once. I think I picked the Jags at London. You picked the Rams, but
Hmm.
yeah, I think the Lions bounce back. They're pissed off. As great as the Bucks are playing, I think the Lions are really tough at home, and
Hmm.
they got a sour taste in their mouth from the KC game. But their defense is struggling. That's the scary thing. This is probably gonna be a very high scoring game. The Lions kind of have
Yeah.
to win like the Cowboys do right now with some high scoring games because but the good news is about the Lions is they said they're all getting their players back on defense
Yes.
at some point this year, but not this week, but in the upcoming week. So they're expecting themselves to be fine as the season goes along defensively.
Hmm.
Um, I'll still stick with the Lions though, but they're going to score some serious points. This on
Yeah.
paper this looks like a great game. It's gonna be like a 35-31 game or
Oh
something.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna be fun to watch.
yeah. It's gonna be high scoring. Texans at Seahawks, the other Monday night game. Texans are playing
Hmm.
better, but Seahawks look really good this year.
Man. Oof. Texans going into Seattle face that 12th man.
Seahawks
Boy.
are playing like crap at home though. We went with the 12th man though, which is surprising. The last
Mhm.
couple of years, their record has not been good at home, which is crazy because usually it's the opposite. But they've been struggling. They're a better road team the past 2 years for whatever crazy reason.
Mhm. Hmm. You know, I got a feeling I'm gonna go with Seattle still. I'm still gonna go with Seattle.
Yep, I only went against you once this week. I will go with the Seattle and the 12th. I think they will improve their home record. I think they're going to try to play hard. Well, I'm not. I know they're not going to try. They are going to play hard in front of the home fans. It just matters about the results and executing. They're going to play hard. There's no doubt about that. But I uh, I expect. Oh boy's legit. He did not have
Yeah.
one fluke year. Sam Darnold is legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing some really good ball for Seattle. Najigba is a beast.
Yes. He's tough.
He torched Jacksonville last week on one of the best games of his young career. He lit
Yeah.
them up. Honestly, they have the two good running backs with Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. They have a good 1-2 punch there.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite as good as Detroit. Detroit probably has the best 1-2 punch with
Montgomery and who's the other one?
Montgomery and Williams.
Williams. Yes.
They're probably the best, but Seattle's pretty decent. They're good though. Their two running backs are decent. Not quite as good as those two other ones, but they're good. They
Yes.
they have a good tight end also. Their defense is playing better. They did get torched against Tampa Bay, but that was a close game, 38-35 at home. That was a
Mm-hmm.
no-biter game. But their defense is improved, except with the exception of the Bucks game. Yeah, I got Seahawks. So yeah, that should be another good one though. I think it'll be close. Texans are starting to bounce back. They start off the season really slow,
Mm-hmm.
0-3, but I think they've won 2 games in a row now. They still might make the playoffs. Luckily for them, their division, I think they could still squeak in. Well, Indiana
Right.
and Colts are the ones that are a couple of games ahead right now.
Yeah.
So, but you never know. They still have a chance. But all right, brother. I guess that's it for the picks. What do you got in closing, man?
Yeah, this should be a good weekend for sports. You got baseball playoffs. I mean, excellent matchups in college football, good matchups in pro. It's going to be a very good weekend. So, as always, send us your takes, your ideas. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I echo everything you said. Yeah, man. Hopefully the Mariners make their first World Series in franchise history. I think they're one of the very few teams that's never made a World Series, or maybe the only one. I don't know, but I know they haven't made it, which is rare. It's one
Hmm.
thing not to win it, but they haven't even been to the World Series yet. So I know there's a couple teams who've been to the World Series and lost a couple times, but
Yeah,
they haven't been to the World Series. They need to get there. They need to
yeah,
get that monkey off their back. Um, yeah, Julio Rodriguez is playing okay. The home run king, their catcher,
hmm
is on fire. Uh, there's a couple other guys that have been stepping up. I know his name on my tongue. He bats after Julio. He's having like a monster playoff. Polanco, that's his name.
oh,
Polanco's come out of nowhere. Other guys are stepping up. Their first baseman Naylor is really good. Um, yeah, they have a squad. 'Cause I saw him play yesterday for the first time on TV because
mm,
I don't see any of the home TV games here because of the Major League Baseball rules. They black it out or whatever. So which is bullshit.
yeah,
But
yeah. It's
but anyways, I saw him play on Fox yesterday, and like, yeah, they look good. I'm like, man, they
yeah.
look real effing good. So hopefully I just don't jinx them like I said at the beginning of the show, but they look damn good. Hopefully they can make it to the World Series. And yeah, on the other flip side of the coin, yeah, I would like to see the Brewers win, but the Dodgers are no joke. They're probably going to the World Series 2 years in a row. They might win the thing 2 years in a row. Otani's the Japanese player Otani is an absolute beast. They have other really good players besides him. They're just completely loaded. Magic Johnson owns that team or part of that team.
yes, yeah. He
So
was yes. Hmm.
so yeah, they are freaking loaded. But I love to see the Mariners take the whole thing. That would be something they would be partying like crazy here, man.
Man, I might take a trip up there just to be a part of that. Man, that
If the
was
Seattle
crazy.
Mariners win the World Series, it's gonna be
Eesh.
freaking ridiculous here.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're already really excited. I mean, they are going crazy already, and they are so hyped, man. But all right, folks, we'll let you go. But like I said, leave your comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see
Yes.
you next week.
Thanks, folks.